Hello, I'm Mindy Weisberger.
And I'm Laura Gaggle.
And we are both senior writers at Live Science, but today we are here as dinosaur geeks because we are both very, very excited about the new movie, Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. If you've seen the trailer, then you've seen that there are some dinosaurs that we've seen before in the movie franchise. There are what look like some new dinosaurs. And so we're looking at how far the movies have come in the 25 years since the first one came out in 1993. One thing about the movies that has not changed, which I think many paleontologists hoped would change, is the way that they are treating their dinosaurs' coverings, which are still this sort of scaly lizard-like skin and not feathers.
Where are the feathers?
Where are the feathers? Where are the feathers? Right. So when was the first time that feathers on dinosaurs kind of was recognized as a thing?
It's not a new idea. Actually, this goes all the way back to Darwin's time. In 1861, that was when the first Archaeopteryx fossil was discovered in Germany. And it was a pretty good fossil. They could actually see the feathers on Archaeopteryx, and they said, wow, this looks like some kind of transitional creature.
So fast forwarding to 1993, and you're Steven Spielberg, and you're making this movie about dinosaurs. So at the time, how well known was it?
I mean, they certainly had hunches that birds had evolved from dinosaurs, but they hadn't actually found a concrete fossil that, actually showed the feathers, because it's really hard for a feather to fossilize. It's a kind of soft material, not like bone.
Maybe 1993, Spielberg could be excused for not including feathers on his dinosaurs, but in the late 90s, then things started to change.
That's exactly right. So in 1995, they actually found evidence of fossilized feathers, though they didn't quite know it at the time because they weren't like extremely pristine, but a paleontologist by the name of Darla Zelenitsky and her co-workers found these fossilized feathers, but it wasn't until 1996 that a paleontologist took a photo of a really detailed fossil and showed it to his colleague, and they're like, presto, these are the first fossilized feathers on record, and it made headlines all over the world.
Right, so since then there have been even more fossils coming out, and they tend to be all in a single group of dinosaurs, so these are mostly theropod dinosaurs.
I actually interviewed Jack Horner, who's a paleontologist who helps advise Steven Spielberg on the movies, and apparently when he floated the idea of feathers, Spielberg said feathers are not scary. Alright, so let's talk about one dinosaur in particular in the movie. I guess they call it Blue, and the character that Chris Pratt plays has like a heartfelt relationship, maybe not heartfelt.
It's very special.
A special relationship with Blue. So what do we know about dinosaur behavior and their social interactions?
Well, you would think that if the only evidence that we have of dinosaurs is fossils, how can we possibly know what they behave like? There is actually evidence of dinosaur behavior preserved in the fossil record too. Some of it's is trackways, so footprints of dinosaurs. So there are locations in different parts of the world where there are preserved trackways, and scientists can actually map out these footprints and see, were dinosaurs traveling in groups. And they can look at that, and then they can look at trackways from animals that are alive today, and they can infer what behavior, dinosaurs might have been practicing millions of years ago. And then one more thing we want to talk about is the voice of T-Rex. What do scientists know about these, about the bellow of T-Rex and what voices of dinosaurs may have sounded like?
Probably not terribly accurate. We don't, of course, beyond living birds today, we don't have much of an idea of what dinosaurs sounded like, but today's birds have a syrinx, which has two parts that are able to vibrate at different frequencies, which is why a bird can sing more than one note at a time. Granted, dinosaurs, not all of them, but some were much larger than today's birds, so maybe they had a deeper sound, but it still may have been like a chirp or a pop or a cluck.
So a big rousing chirp coming out of a T-Rex, probably wouldn't have had the same dramatic effect as the giant roar that we hear in the trailer. So all of this being said, this does not mean that we're not going to go see the movie. A lot of paleontologists who are, paleontologists today, they say that these movies actually
inspired them.
Yeah, because being able to see dinosaurs as living animals really is, goes a long way to kind of helping to kindle your excitement to find out more about them and to learn as much about them as possible.
Well, thanks so much for joining Live Science. Once again, I'm Laura Gaggle.
And I'm Mindy Weisberger.
And feel free to leave us a comment down below and tell us what you think of Jurassic World.